May I inquire?
Yes.
Good afternoon.
Hello, good afternoon.
Please introduce yourself to the jurors.
Well, I'm Officer Tyler Whitten with the Cape Coral Police Department.
Officer Whitten, how long have you been with Cape Coral Police Department?
A little over 17 years.
Were you working back on October 7th of 2019?
Yes, I was.
Where were you assigned at that time?
I was assigned to Hector Cafarata Elementary School. I was the school resource officer at the time.
Is that school in Cape Coral, Florida,
Yes.
in Lee County?
Cape Coral, Lee County, yes.
Now, did you come into contact with the father of one of the students that day?
Yes, I did.
And what was the nature of that contact?
The parent had previously been into the front office to handle some business, I'm assuming with his student. He ended up leaving the campus, and then several minutes later, he was back in the front office, and he said he had retrieved a purse. And my office is right there in the front office, and I'm able to see the people coming in and out of the area.
Did you take that purse from the parent?
Yes, I did.
Now, did you look inside to see if you could identify whose purse it was?
Yes, we didn't know. I was trying to identify the owner. Yes, didn't know if it was a parent who maybe, left it on the roof of their car, got distracted and drove out, or maybe it was someone who lived nearby in the area. Didn't know.
Were you able to identify whose purse it was?
Yes, I was able to.
And whose purse was it?
I found the name Diane Ruiz inside the purse.
Now, at that point, did you know anything about Diane Ruiz?
No, I did not, no.
What did you do when you learned the purse belonged to Diane Ruiz?
I asked the front office ladies, the front office staff, to see if it was possibly a parent who had maybe been in recently. They couldn't find anything. Then I started looking through our local police records to see if I could find address, telephone number to be able to try to get in contact with Diane Ruiz.
What happened after you were unable to get in contact with her?
I found a telephone number. I attempted it several times, left a voicemail. Since I wasn't successful and the front office was, couldn't find any records of a Diane Ruiz with Hector Cafarata, I found the address was nearby in the nearby neighborhood behind Hector Cafarata, and I asked a patrol unit if they could swing by the house and see if anyone was there, and to try to locate and see if Diane Ruiz was aware of that her purse had been located.
Did you ever learn that she had been missing?
After the fact, this was before anyone was reported missing. I know the patrol unit spoke to her son, and I also met with the son, and that was. He, at the time, didn't want to report her missing right away. Wanted to give it a little more time.
May I approach, Your Honor?
Yeah.
I'm approaching you and showing you exhibits 23, 24, and 24A. If you would have a look at these and tell me if you recognize these exhibits.
Yes, I definitely recognize the wallet.
Okay. And was this the item that was turned into you at the school by the father?
Purse is not, it's been a little while. The purse isn't jogging my memory, but the wallet definitely is.
Okay, so the wallet that's inside the purse
Yes.
is you remember that?
And the vape as well.
Okay, there's a vape that was in there?
There's
Okay, there's a vape, and that's in State's Exhibit 24A. And these items, did you look in the wallet to locate Diane Ruiz's ID?
yes, and this wallet with the G's written on the outside.
So again, the wallet is in State's Exhibits 24 and 24A, and that's where you found Ms. Ruiz's wallet.
Yes.
Now, did you end up turning this purse over to Cape Coral Police Department or to her son?
No, I spoke with our detectives just because when the patrol officer initially met with the son at the house, he shared the information that she worked at the Moose Lodge, which just happens to be right across Santa Barbara Boulevard from Hector Cafarata Elementary School. So I decided, let me see if by chance she happened to show up there. Maybe I didn't know how she normally got between house and work. If she possibly had dropped it, if she maybe rode a bicycle and it fell off a basket. I really didn't know circumstances. It was a little unusual. And when I checked at the Moose Lodge, they said she was no call, no show that day, which was highly unlikely of her.
So based on that, what did you do with the purse?
I ultimately, after speaking to our major crimes detectives, just because of the unusual circumstances, but since the son didn't report her as missing at the time, they said I could give the purse back to her son for safekeeping.
Okay, so you ended up turning it back over to her son?
Yes.
I have nothing further and tender the witness.
Okay.
No problem.
All right, you can step down.
All right, thank you.
Any objection?
No objection.
You can be excused as well. Next witness.
Yes, Judge. State we call Brandon Couillard to the stand, please. Good afternoon, sir.
Good afternoon.
Would you please introduce yourself to the ladies and gentlemen of the jury by telling them your name?
Brandon Cuellar.
And Mr. Cuellar, do you know a lady by the name of Diane Ruiz?
Yes, of course.
How do you
That
know
is my
her?
mother.
Back in October of 2019, did you reside with your mother?
Yes, I did.
Who else resided with your mother?
It would be my sister and then her fiance, Scott.
And is that Scott Hannon?
Yes.
Could you tell me what your mother did for a living?
She worked server and bartender most of her life.
Okay. And where was she working at the time?
Over at the Moose Lodge.
How far was that away from the place that you lived at the time?
If it's by car, less than 5 minutes. If she had to walk, maybe about 10, 15 minutes.
And how did she typically get to work?
She usually had an Uber. One of her good friends from the Moose Lodge usually brought her, but I guess she wasn't able to get in contact with him, so that's why she walked that day.
And we're talking about the 7th of October of 2019, is that right?
Yes, sir.
Were you awake at the time that she left?
Yes.
All right. Do you remember what she was wearing at the time that she left?
I believe she was wearing her Moose Lodge shirt with the dark blue jeans and then her black shoes.
What color was her shirt, if you remember?
I want to say it was, I think, a light blue or maybe a dark blue as well, but it's a little bit of a blur because since it was 5 years ago.
About how early in the morning was it that she was leaving?
I want to assume anywhere from 9:30 to almost 11.
So she walked to work that day?
Yes.
And are you familiar with any type of other belongings that she would carry with her to work?
It would only be her purse. Anything that she took with her, it would be inside of it.
Do you remember what her purse looked like?
If I was to assume anything, it would probably be the pink one, but I kind of blurred out that whole memory, so there's only a few things that I can really remember.
All right. Well, let's see if we can jog your memory here, sir. Judge, out the record reflect on showing defense counsel's producing Marcus Stacy's Zimmer 15. Or, excuse me, 25. As well as states 23, 24A, and then 24. May I approach?
You may.
Yeah.
Mr. Cuellar, showing you some producing Marcus Stacy's exhibit number 25. Do you recognize that?
Yes, of course.
And how do you recognize that?
It's my mother.
Okay. Does that photograph fairly and accurately depict your mother back in October 2019?
Yes, sir.
Judge, state move Stacy's number 25 into evidence at this time.
Any objection?
No objection.
Be admitted.
Where I'm showing you some producing marked as Stacy's exhibit number 23, 24, and 24A. Do you recognize those items?
I would say the wallet though, but I don't recognize that purse at all.
No?
It's not kind of purse that she would walk around with. Truthfully, but the
you remember-
purse,
what
the
you
purse and
remember?
everything in there. I mean the wallet on the inside, yes.
Okay. And that's Stacy's exhibit number 24. Is that right?
Yes.
Judge, at this time, state will move Stacy's exhibit number 24 in evidence. Please see. And then we have Stacy's exhibit number 24. And that's a pocketbook that you definitively recognize, is that right?
Yes.
Mr. Cuellar, are you familiar with your mother's phone number at the time?
I want to say yes, if I could take a guess at it.
Judge, at the reflect, I'm showing defense counsel previously marked as Stacy's exhibit number 26.
200, 3223.
May I approach?
You may.
Sir, I'm showing you what's previously marked as Stacy's exhibit number 26. You recognize that?
Yes, I do.
And how do you recognize that?
You want me to read out loud? Or,
No. What is that?
it's her phone number. It's a 239 to 200, 8319.
Okay.
It was one or the other, so that would be the other one that I couldn't remember.
Judge, at this time, State will move Stacy's number 26 in evidence at this time. No objection.
Be admitted.
Square, if you'd be so kind as to go ahead and write your mother's name underneath that phone number. Thank you, sir. Permission to publish it?
You may.
Did your mother also carry a cell phone
Yes.
on a regular basis with her, sir?
Yes.
Okay. Do you know what that cell phone looked like?
To my knowledge, not at the moment.
Okay. If I showed you a picture, would it help refresh your recollection?
Yes. I'm going to assume the phone case is pink.
Previously marked as Stacy's number 5G, 5H,
5B and 5G
5G, and 5H.
and H, sorry.
May I approach it?
Yes.
Mr. Cuellar, I'm showing you some previously marked as Stacy's number 5G. And the corresponding back of that phone, 5H. Do you recognize those?
Yes, I do.
Okay.
I remember a phone case. I remember that being pink, if I can remember correctly.
Okay. Is that photograph 5G and 5H fairly and accurately depict your mother's phone?
Yes.
Judge, State will move 5G and 5H in evidence at this time.
Any objection? Be admitted.
Permission to publish?
You may.
Mr. Cuellar, did your mother have any identifying marks on her body?
You mean like tattoos?
Yes.
Yes, she had a dragon on her back.
And did she also wear any type of jewelry?
Rings on her fingers.
Judge, let the record reflect I'm showing defense counsel's previously marked as Stacy's number 30D and 30I. Mr. Cuellar, I'm showing you some previously marked as Stacy's number 30D. You recognize that?
Yes, of course.
And what does that appear to be?
It's my mother's tattoo on her back.
And I'm also showing you what's previously marked as Stacy's number 30I. Do you recognize that?
Yes, I do.
And
It's
how do you
her ring.
recognize that?
It's her ring. It's my mother's ring.
Okay. And do these photographs fairly and accurately depict the tattoo and the ring?
Yes.
Judge, State will move Stacy's number 30D and 30I in evidence at this time. No objection.
Be admitted.
Permission to publish.
You may.
And Mr. Cuellar, when your mother left for work that morning, did you subsequently receive any type of telephone call or contact from any law enforcement agency regarding her whereabouts?
I didn't get a phone call, but I got a knock on the door about her purse. And then I did tell them that take it over to Moose Lodge at first. And I was kind of worried at first, and then when it came a second time is when I asked them to report her missing.
And what happened after you asked that she be reported missing?
That would be a blur, honestly, after that.
Did you ultimately wind up giving a statement to law enforcement?
I would assume so. I would think so.
But everything after that's a blur.
A lot of it is, truthfully.
Why?
A lot of trauma.
Thank you. I have no further questions for this witness, Judge.
Sir, I just need to ask you, you said, what time did Miss Ruiz leave the house that day? Do you know?
I don't know correctly though, but I would assume somewhere around from 9 to 11. I don't remember correctly. I was just woken up because she told me to make some ribs for when she came home. So I'm gonna just assume around that time.
So that's the closest you can estimate?
Yes.
Nothing further.
All right. Anything else?
Not from this witness, Judge. Thank you.
All right. You can step down. They can call their next witness.
Yes, Judge. They would like to call Mr. Scott Hannon.
All right. You may proceed.
Thank you, Your Honor. Good afternoon, sir.
Good afternoon.
Would you please introduce yourself to the ladies and gentlemen of the jury by telling them your name?
I'm Scott Hannon, the fiancé of Diane Ruiz.
Mr. Hannon, I'd like to direct your attention back to the 7th of October of 2019. What were you doing that day?
I was working.
Okay. When did you leave for work?
I usually leave at 6:30 in the morning.
And I'm assuming you left from your residence at the time?
Yes.
Who did you reside with?
With Diane, her son, and her daughter.
And where did Ms. Ruiz work?
She worked at the Moose Lodge.
And where were you working that day?
I was working as a dock worker, carpenter at the time, and sorry, I'm a little nervous. So, yeah, I was working as a dock worker.
And you indicated that Ms. Ruiz worked at the Moose Lodge.
Yes.
And how did she get to the Moose Lodge on most days?
Most days, she had our friend who was an Uber driver. His name is James, anyway. But I guess on that day he was not available.
Do you know how she got to work that day?
Yes, I know that she walked to work.
Do you know what Ms. Ruiz typically would wear to work?
Usually a moose shirt, blue jeans, and her black tennis shoes.
When you left for work that morning, was Ms. Ruiz still at the residence?
Yes, she was still in bed.
And you left for work around 6:30 in the morning, you said?
Yes.
So you didn't see her after you'd left, is that correct?
Nope.
Did you have any contact with her after you left for work that day?
A brief text message. She didn't think I gave her a kiss goodbye.
Had you?
Of course.
Direct your attention to the screen. State Exhibit number 25, is that Ms. Ruiz?
Yes.
Did Ms. Ruiz also carry with her a purse when she went to work?
Yes, she always had a purse.
May I approach the witness, Judge?
You may.
Sir, I'm going to show you some pre-exhibit marked, State Exhibit number 23 and 24A. You recognize that?
Yeah, that's a new purse that she had just got.
And what's 24A?
All of her belongings in her purse.
And do State Exhibit number 23 and 24A actually depict the new purse that she just gotten, and as well as the items that were contained therein?
I recognize everything.
And Judge, the state would move State Exhibit number 23 and 24A into evidence at this
Any
time.
objections? Be admitted.
Commissioner Public Judge?
You may.
Now, Mr. Hannon, you indicated that this was a relatively newer purse?
Yes.
Okay. When had she gotten it?
Maybe a week before.
Did she carry a different color type of purse before she'd gotten this one?
I don't remember exactly what color it was, but she had a different purse like almost every month.
So then we have states 24. That contained her the wallet,
Yes, that's her wallet.
and then 24A. That's the wallet as well as the vape and whatever else was inside. Is that fair to say?
Yes.
Did Ms. Ruiz have any identifying marks on her body?
The only mark that I remember is the tattoo on her back.
Showing you 330D up on the screen. Is that the tattoo?
Yes, that is.
Did Ms. Ruiz also carry a cell phone on her person?
Yes.
Could you
It's a
describe that for us?
ZTE cell phone.
ZTE phone?
Mhm.
Okay. What was her favorite color?
Pink. Pink or purple.
I'll show you what's been previously admitted as state number 4G, or 5G, excuse me. Recognize that?
Yep.
What are we looking at in that photo?
That is her cell phone.
And then 5H?
Yep, that's the back of it.
Also going to show you state's exhibit number 26. You recognize that?
Yes, I do. That's her phone number.
And lastly, sir, I'm going to also show you, you recognize this particular item, states 30I, that was previously admitted in evidence?
That's the ring I got her.
Okay. And what did that ring signify?
Our love for each other.
Now, in relation to the distance between your residence and the Moose Lodge, how far would you say that was from your residence?
About a 10-15 minute walk.
Was she known to do a 10 or 15 minute walk to work on
Occasionally.
occasion?
Yes.
Could you tell us, after the last text that you received from Ms. Ruiz on the 7th of October, did you hear anything further from anyone else as to your wife's whereabouts?
Not until around noon when I actually get to my phone because I keep it in the truck as I'm working. Lunchtime, I got to my phone and noticed that everybody was trying to get a hold of me.
What did you do in response to everyone trying to get a hold of you?
I immediately called one of the people that was trying to get a hold of me, and they told me the situation. Luckily, my boss was on job at the time, and I told him there's a situation, I need to go.
And did you?
We left immediately,
Okay, and where'd you go?
right to my house.
What happened when you got to your house?
I met with Brandon there, and he told me the situation, and I don't remember exactly what we did after that, but I remember a police officer coming to the house talking to us about her purse.
And did you ultimately retain the purse there at the residence?
I believe it was there when I got there. I'm not absolutely sure because it was 5 years ago. But there was a Detective Jones who came there and, had me identify the purse.
After Miss Detective Jones had you identify the purse, what did you do next?
We actually sat around our kitchen table and he asked me a bunch of questions. And then I guess as soon as we're done, he left and said, thank you.
So in essence, you gave a statement to law enforcement.
Yes.
I have nothing further for this witness, Judge, at this time, except for the fact that the state would move a certified copy of phone records, State's Exhibit number 14 into evidence, 27 into evidence at this time.
I'm sorry, what were the number of exhibits?
27, Judge.
Okay.
How far was the Moose Lodge from the house?
Maybe 2.5 blocks.
And I assume Miss Ruiz would have left through the front door?
Yes, through our front door, yes.
Okay. And what direction would she have gone?
I believe that would be easterly direction.
When you come down the path to the street, you go right or left?
Well, we lived on the corner, so it's a right and or left and immediate right.
Left or immediate right, okay. And how long would it take to walk it?
About 10 minutes.
Did Miss Ruiz wear different shoes to walk to work or back versus her work shoes?
Nope, she wore the same shoes.
Thank you. Nothing further.
All right. Anything else?
No questions from the state judge. We respectfully request that he be excused.
All right. Any objection? All right, sir. You may step down and you're excused.
The state calls Patrick Power. Okay. May I inquire, Your Honor?
You may.
Good afternoon. Please state your name for the record.
My name is Patrick Power.
Mr. Power, where are you originally from?
Originally I'm from Ireland, but I've been living in the UK for 40 years.
Do you also have a home here in Cape Coral?
Yes, I do.
And where is your home in Cape Coral?
It's 204 Northwest 4th Avenue.
How long have you had that home?
Since 2005.
Are you married?
Yes,
What is your spouse's name?
Linda.
Back in 2019, specifically on October 7th, were you at your home here in Cape Coral?
Yes, I was.
And was Linda also with you?
Yes, she was.
Now, on Monday, were you doing anything with your wife that day?
We were having breakfast in our lanai.
Did you notice anything unusual as you were eating your breakfast?
No, everything was like normal as I was eating.
Okay. And then what? What did you see?
And then we were probably about 30 to 45 minutes. A vehicle backed out from the lot next door right towards us and then drove off out onto the main road.
Now, the lot that you saw this vehicle leaving from, was that a lot with a house on it?
No, it's an empty lot with a lot of bushes and stuff like that.
And when you saw the car, did you see it back up and go forward numerous times?
No, just the once.
Okay. And when you saw the car, did you notice some twigs and branches?
Yes.
Can you just describe what you saw with
Yeah.
the car?
We just see the back of the car, and from the front you could see from the wiper blades or whatever, and maybe from the grill or the bumper, there were branches sticking out like this on the sides.
Now, were you able to see who was driving the car?
No,
So what was it about the car, about the situation that attracted your attention?
well we never seen a car in there before. It was the first time ever.
Right. Now, at that time, did you think to call the police or do anything about it?
No, not really.
So, at some point, did you decide that maybe what you saw was significant?
Well, I thought to myself at the time I must have a look later and see what's going on there, but then we went out somewhere for the day and I forgot all about it.
What reminded you of it?
when I come back and the police was there 3 days later.
When you say the police was there, they were at the empty lot?
Yep.
And when you saw the police there, was there crime scene tape up?
Yes, everything was taped off.
Did you learn that a body had been found in that
Yes,
lot?
we found out then, yeah.
So based on that, did you then think it would be important to tell the police about the car that you saw?
Yes.
May I approach, Your Honor?
You may.
For the record, I'm showing defense counsel states exhibit 28. So I'm going to approach you and show you states exhibit 28. It's an aerial photograph. Are you able to look at that map and see if you can locate your house?
Yes. That's my house there.
Okay. And you're pointing to the smack dab center, and it's facing Northwest 4th Avenue?
Sorry, say that again?
So you're pointing to the center of the photo?
Yes.
And is your house facing Northwest 4th
Yes.
Avenue?
Yes.
All right. And does it appear that there's a car in the driveway of your house?
Yes.
And I'm going to just, okay, so at this time the state would move 28 into evidence.
Any objections?
None.
Be admitted.
Permission to publish?
You may.
Okay, sir, you were just describing where your house is on this map. I'm going to point with my pen. Is this the house
Yes.
where you and your wife live?
Yes.
Now, where is the lot where you saw that car backing out of?
From behind the house from behind the house next door.
Okay, so if I point to where this little red mark is,
Yes,
it
that's-
was this empty lot behind your neighbor's
Yeah,
house?
that's the area there, yeah.
So when you observed this, you were in the back of your house eating your breakfast?
Yes.
You said that you saw the car back out of that lot. Did you see which direction the car traveled?
Yes. It went out and turned to the right, which is north.
Okay, so when it backed out, did it back out to Northwest 4th Place?
Yes.
Okay, and then which direction would be, if he backed out, which way would he have gone?
Up to the right, yeah.
Over this way?
No, the opposite way.
This way,
Yes.
okay, so he went right down Northwest 4th Place?
Yes.
And how did he drive away?
Quickly, but not a wheel spinning sort of thing. Drove away quickly.
All right. May I have a moment, Your Honor?
You may.
Nothing further. At this time, the state tenders the witness.
All right. Mr. Hollander.
Sir, what time of day was this?
I couldn't tell exactly because we're on vacation, so we lose track of time. But it would have been 12-ish, midday-ish, or maybe later.
Okay.
Yeah.
All right. It was light out.
Oh yes.
Okay. Now, from the back of your house, the car would have been going away from you to come out to 4th Street, wouldn't it? It would have been
Yeah.
backing away from you.
No, it reversed out towards us. Yeah. From the bushes, it reversed out towards us, and then it drove away from us.
I apologize, Judge. Could this gentleman step down?
Yes.
Could you please indicate on that aerial photo where you first saw, where's your house? Okay, now, where's the car go? Where do you first see the car?
Backs out from here and kind of backs towards us like this, towards our Lanai. And then it drives out at this angle to the road, and then it goes off up that road.
Okay, so.
Let me just ask for, can the jury see? Okay. Oh.
Okay, so the car sort of backs up towards you,
Yes, but directly towards us.
but the rear of the car.
The rear of the car,
Okay.
yes, yes.
And then the car moves out.
Yeah, moves forward at this angle. Yeah, it must have gone like through these trees here
You can sit back.
No further questions.
Okay.
Nothing further. I'd ask that he be released from his subpoena.
Any objection?
No objection.
All right, sir, you can step down and you're released.
May we approach her?
Yes.